Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus channel. A pilot flying a sleek fighter jet, breaking the sound barrier to surprise the adversaries with a gush of bombshells is indeed electrifying. But on the other hand, a pilot commanding a behemoth carrier that holds tons of life-saving cargo is no less paramount. Today's episode dives into the thrilling careers of the pilots, who enjoy pulling G's and commanding gigantic Goliaths. Fighter jets and cargo airplanes may seem worlds apart, but their design and functionality truly cater to different needs. Fighter jets like the F-15 and F-22 are designed specifically to travel faster with a minimum radar cross-section to launch surprise attacks. On the other hand, cargo carriers like the C-5 and C-17 are made exceptionally large to hold more cargo and to operate from austere runways. When it comes to the nature of a fighter pilot's mission, the stakes have always been high. Most missions are physically and mentally demanding. During the mission, they go through a highly dynamic chain of actions. This varies from executing anti-G straining maneuvers and rapid air breathing to tackle G-lock, to maneuvering the fighter to gain a positional advantage in a dogfight. Despite the real dangers involved, flying a fighter jet is exhilarating. The career of a fighter pilot is filled with adrenaline-inducing activities that bring a sheer thrill, and their role as defenders of national security is highly lauded. On the other hand, cargo pilots go through an entirely different journey during a mission. In contrast to fighter pilots, cargo pilots do not get engaged with the enemies directly, and their missions are scheduled ahead of time. This may sound like routine and less exciting compared to what fighter pilots experience. While both fighter and cargo pilots may be assigned to diverse missions, they have their core duties. Of those, missile firing tops the list for fighter pilots. In addition, they are called upon for scramble alerts to escort airspace intruders. In the case of cargo pilots, they undertake rapid strategic deliveries that may include heavy cargo, such as M1 Abrams tanks, troops, and weapons. More excitingly, they can airdrop Humvees, paratroopers, and medical aid via parachute. When it comes to the risks associated with the duties, fighter pilots are definitely at a higher risk than cargo pilots. They fly into hostile airspaces, exposing them to countless threats, such as surface-to-air missiles from air defense systems, anti-aircraft artillery, and bandits. In such situations, they may have to use conventional countermeasures such as flares and chaff to circumvent missiles or electronic countermeasures to disrupt and deceive incoming missiles. In a situation where the aerial confrontation is narrowed down to a dogfight, the fighter pilot is in a life and death situation. Even a simple error in judgment could cost in life, and the years of training and experience are boiled down to a drama of a few minutes. The fact is that those who get the positional advantage first will gain the upper hand. This portrays the dangers associated with being a fighter pilot. In the realm of cargo piloting, things are more on the safer side. In general, cargo pilots do not fly into hostile airspaces. Whenever they have to overfly a conflict zone, the airplane is flown at high altitudes or escorted by fighters. Thus, cargo pilots barely face life-threatening situations. Despite this, they play an indispensable role in maintaining the supply chain uninterrupted, especially during times of disaster. Cargo pilots have been the backbone of humanitarian missions all over the globe. Both fighter and cargo pilots acquire skills and experience that are beneficial even after their retirement from the military. Military pilots are better known for making critical decisions under pressure, and most pilots are hired by commercial airlines. They tend to favor cargo pilots due to the similarity between cargo carriers and commercial aircraft. Unlike fighter pilots, they operate in a similar setting that mirrors a commercial aircraft cockpit. They also adhere to principles like crew resource management, which is considered pivotal in commercial aviation. However, fighter pilots are also welcomed in the industry. Due to the vast contrast of responsibilities between the fighter pilots and cargo pilots, they undergo different training trajectories. For both, the journey starts as a student pilot. These student pilots master basic flying skills in their initial pilot training. A fleet of T-6A Texans, which is the main aircraft in joint primary pilot training, is used in this phase. The aircraft is powered by a turboprop engine and offers tandem seating for the instructor and the student pilot with ejection seats. The aircraft is fully aerobatic, and it offers the opportunity for the student pilots to experience the full range of aerial maneuvers. In addition, with the Texan II, they learn to fly in formation and to read cockpit instruments. In due course, they progress toward specialized undergraduate pilot training, where they get the opportunity to fly specific aircraft types. Basically, U.S. Air Force pilots are assigned to either the bomber fighter track or the airlift tanker track, depending on the instructor's recommendations, individual performance, and aircraft availability. With the hands-on experience gained from the trainer aircraft, pilots from the bomber fighter track advance to the fighter trainer, the T-38 Talon. This is a supersonic jet trainer that has a glass cockpit and offers more power with afterburners. While the Talon was able to bridge the gap between an initial trainer and a real-world combat aircraft, the introduction of cutting-edge fighters like the F22 and F35 made this task challenging for the Talon. Hence, a new trainer with modern equipment was required. T-7A Red Hawk, a 5th-gen aircrew training system, will soon replace the aging Talons as the U.S. Air Force's advanced jet trainer. As the next stage of training, student pilots get to fly real combat aircraft. This is the stage where pilots go through aggressor training to hone their air-to-air combat skills. During the aggressor training, pilots fly with dissimilar tactical fighters resembling a real battle. With all this expertise, pilots are escalated to training at the squadron level, where they wrap up the training as qualified fighter pilots. Similar to the fighter pilots, pilots who pursue airlift tanker track advance to fly the T-1A Jayhawk as their advanced trainer. In the following phase, student pilots fly light passenger and cargo airlift aircraft, such as the UC-12W. The training on operational transporters helps pilots familiarize themselves with coordinating a multi-crew environment, real-world mission profiles, and special flight operations. As aeromedical evacuations are no surprise to the airlift crew, handling in-flight medical emergencies is imperative. To cater to this demand, the U.S. Air Force School of Aerospace Medicine in Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio, has established a C-17 aeromedical trainer to simulate a real-world aeromedical evacuation scenario. The trainer itself is an actual C-17 fuselage, and a separate sound system and other electronics help to mimic in-flight conditions. The C-17 Globemaster has a highly versatile cabin, which can be configured to accommodate 74 patients in one sitting. Much like the aeromedical simulator, modern flight simulators are also backed by state-of-the-art technologies, which offer a lifelike experience for student pilots. Certain mission training centers have 360-degree, constant resolution video systems to uplift the authenticity of the flying experience. In addition to pilot training, dedicated trainers are available to train weapon system officers, loadmasters, and aircraft maintainers. The flight simulators expedite training as they are readily available, while real-world flying may be affected by aircraft availability and weather issues. On the other hand, it curtails the training cost by a large margin and mitigates the risks associated with training. Although fighter pilots and cargo pilots take different paths, they lay the stepping stone at the same point. People who are qualified to join the Air Force as pilots should earn a rank or a commission by attending either Officer Training School, an Air Force Academy, or the Air Force Reserve Officer Training Corps. Then they continue to their initial flight training, where they learn to fly. After initial flight training, candidates are screened for their skills. Selected candidates get the opportunity to enter Air Force Aviation and become pilots. This is the beginning of the specialized undergraduate training program that comprises three main phases: academic, primary flying training, and advanced flying training. After concluding the primary flying training, student pilots are selected to become either bomber fighter pilots or airlift tanker pilots. On top of this, Pilots can branch out to various tracks flying dedicated aircraft. When followed the right way, this approach will forge pilots with the prowess to achieve air supremacy and protect the nation's airspace. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.